Hi, Toby Barnett with the Barnett Associates team and KW North Sound in the next video of the series of how to build a shop in Snohomish County. The previous video in the series covered how to locate your drain field so you're not spending time building where you can't build, or spending time planning to where you can't build because of a drain field, maybe septic tanks, and then focus time on where you can build. So in this video, we're going to be covering the next steps that I went through when submitting plans to Snohomish County. So step one, I recommend you go to mybuildingpermit.com. And this is where Snohomish County, you can submit your permits paid and everything. But go to mybuildingpermit.com, create a profile, put your address in there, and get it as complete as possible because it's going to help you in the long run. And so mybuildingpermit.com, create that profile. The link is also in the description and overlaid here. But in there, it's where you're gonna submit your permits. It's where you're gonna pay for your permits, and it's also where you can view statuses and schedule inspections as well. So go there, get familiar with the mybuildingpermit.com, and so you know where your next steps are going to be inside Snohomish County system. Also, in an unrelated permit, I needed help submitting for my permit from Snohomish County because there are some unanswered questions that weren't in there for my specific permit, and so they helped me guide me through it. So go there, start at mybuildingpermit.com, and then also if you have questions, feel free to give Snohomish County a call. I mean, they'll route you to the correct person. They'll be very helpful. So go there. Okay, so now that you're in there and you have that all set up, what I do next? Step two was I hired an architect. You could do your design and plans yourself, I believe. I'm no expert in that, but I'm not. And I wanted this right, and I wanted it to match my house. My HOA has specifications on how the outbuilding shops need to be designed. So I wanted to adhere to all that. So I hired Concept Architecture, and they came out. First, we arranged a site visit. And so I had my as-built all handy for that site visit. And the location is where these trees want to be. That's where I want the shop at. And so when the site visit happened, we discussed how big the structure I wanted it to be, what was the layout I was looking for, size of doors, my intended use. That was a big one that I didn't expect to discuss with Concept Architecture. I just never thought about it. Was my intended use. I'm a truck and boat guy, so I was looking for 2 doors, maybe a tool room, maybe a little bit of loft. Not quite sure, but definitely 2 bays, and because I want to have a lift in one so I can work on the trucks. So came out, we had talked about that intended use, and with the design we came up with, it's gonna be a little tough, and I'll show you these and then I'll overlay the better pictures, but you can see that it came up with that design with 2 10-foot doors, and with the color man door on the be on the west or the east side of the building, and through that door would be the tool room, and it lofted above. Also, we decided to go with vaulted trusses so that way I could have the truck on a lift and lift it up as high as I possibly need, and then also be able to park another vehicle underneath it. So that, those were the questions of intended use. So during that planning, after that initial site visit, the planning process really started when we started working on design, what kind of materials I was looking to do, going back to those HOA requirements, as well as visiting setbacks. Now, the frontage of my property there's a 10-foot setback that we discovered. We discovered when we were buying the house, I should say, and that's the power easement that runs down the frontage of the lot, that goes down and it runs that fence line behind the playhouse and behind those trees, there's a 10-foot easement because that serves all the power to the back lots of the neighborhood. So concept architecture was mindful of that setback when doing the design, as well as, you know, during that site visit too, I was wanting to have the setback be as far back to that back fence as possible. You know, granted, giving myself enough walking room behind it so I could maintain it, keep the weeds down, etc. And so we got an 8-foot setback on there, is what we came up with, and we needed a 20-foot. Well, there's a 10-foot setback from that road, and then concept architecture discovered that it also needs and that's where the fence is, about 10 feet off that setback. So then, with the discovery of that, with that 10 foot, it needed another 10 feet. So the shop actually has to be a minimum 20 feet from the service road on the other side of that fence. So that then started arranging or laying out what the site plan was going to be, that, you know, with the building plans and the site plan that was going to be submitted to Snohomish County. Again, here's another drawing, and I'll blow it up on, it should be blown up on your screen now. So that's where we got to and submitted it to Snohomish County. And then I could see, so we submitted this plan to Snohomish County, and you can view that, and then through my building permit, you can see in one of the windows, you can see the permit numbers and the status. So those are what you're going to watch to see if you get an approval, disapproval, something like that, or more information is going to be required from Snohomish County when submitting and getting it, working towards that approval of your shop plans. So thanks for tuning into this one. There's a bunch more information to come, but, you know, for time and steps, I wanted to keep this one short because I've remade this video. I think this is the 5th or 6th time, because every time I've done it, I don't like it, and I think it needs to be broken out into more steps so it's not as cumbersome and easier to follow. So again, let's recap. So step 1 is, on this video, is to visit mybuildingpermit.com and to create a profile. Step 2 was I contact Concept Architecture and arranged a site visit so we could start working on a plan to then submit. And then step 3 was that first submittal to Snohomish County for their review. Now, so thanks for tuning into this video, and I hope this has actually shed some light to get you started so it doesn't feel too overwhelming when you're going through the process, because there's a lot going on. But anyway, stay tuned to the next video because it's probably going to roll out here pretty soon. And if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call, 425-210-0709. Send me an email at toby@barnettassociates.net. All the info's in the link description below. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you, and have a great week.